On Monday evening, some of you know as you were there, the interfaith community of Wellesley gathered at St. John's Catholic Church for our third annual in a while at least, annual Interfaith Thanksgiving service. And it was delightfully special, a beautiful moment amidst our divisive worlds, an opportunity to learn from our brothers and sisters of many faiths, and a feel-good, fulfilling way to start out our Thanksgiving week. I was invited to give the sermon, as Rabbi Sissamine mentioned. He asked me to share the same teaching that I shared on Monday, so a few of you will hear it for the second time. But I wrote this sermon thinking that it would probably be new to most of our friends of a different faith. But the truth is, there is always something new within it for us. And we call this idea a chidush, finding something new within our tradition, perhaps to give us an important sense of renewal, especially a good reminder during this Thanksgiving Shabbat. In our Jewish tradition, Thanksgiving is normally evoked 3 times a day, each day of the year, in the prayer formerly known as Birkat Hoda'ah, which is part of the Amidah prayer, the central prayer of our prayer service. It reads in English, "We gratefully acknowledge that you are our eternal God and God of our ancestors. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank you and sing your praises for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. You are goodness, your mercies never end, you are compassion, your love will never fail. You have always been our hope. For all these things, O sovereign God, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and our Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimecha ulecha na'el lehodot. Blessed are you, Eternal One, for your name is goodness, and to you we give thanks." While this prayer is called the gratitude blessing and is a part of our formal liturgy, we are obligated, according to the Talmud, to recite 100 blessings each and every day. In fact, the Talmud goes on to say, if you experience or partake in a wonder of the world without having recited a blessing of gratitude, it is as if you have stolen it. In other words, we are forbidden to partake without reciting a blessing, lest we completely take it for granted. This perspective assumes that whatever it is that we have enjoyed does not completely belong to us. Joy and blessing, wonder and amazement, connection and enjoyment are all products of the Most High. To be truly grateful is to understand that we are not entitled to anything that we experience. Blessings are a gift. And until we pause to acknowledge our blessings and our gratitude, we have missed the opportunity to connect with God and find the fullest meaning of joy in our lives. So let's get back to the expectation. 100 blessings a day. This might seem impossible. Who can actually keep track of 100 blessings throughout the day? I have tried many times to reach this ideal number 100, even trying to write them down, but I actually think that the number is symbolic. Most importantly, it signifies a practice of constant gratitude a constant awareness of God's presence in all aspects of life, essentially encouraging us to find blessing and gratitude even in the smallest details of our daily existence and life. And so, in Judaism, we have a blessing for absolutely everything. Which reminds me of my favorite quote. You knew I was going to say it. The line from Fiddler on the Roof when the rabbi asks if there actually is a blessing for everything, and even a blessing for the czar. And the rabbi responds, "A blessing for the czar, of course. May God bless and keep the czar far, far away from us." You know it. A blessing for everything, though. The rabbi was not exaggerating about that. We have blessings after we eat and before we eat, upon waking in the morning, getting out of bed, getting dressed, putting our feet on the floor for the first time, taking our first steps, using the bathroom, washing our hands, studying, meeting a friend, enjoying nature, doing something for the first time, and on and on. If we are present and aware, we would approach every action in the day with wonder and gratitude. And I was even speaking to someone after the interfaith service who looked down at her iWatch, and she said, "I have 7,000 steps today. I guess that means I've missed the opportunity to say thank you for 6,999 of them." How many of us actually count every single step or every single action throughout the day, though? Probably not many of us. And this is why expressing gratitude in Judaism is also considered a spiritual practice, something that we have to work on. Gratitude is included among the values and the practice of Musar, as some of you have studied, the act of improving and practicing a soul trait. In the practice of Musar, gratitude is called hakarat hatov, the practice of noticing goodness in everything. It might seem easier to acknowledge the blessing in a pleasant situation, but Musar teaches us to find the good even in a challenging situation. There is a story, perhaps an urban legend, about the famous violinist Yitzhak Perlman. One evening, Perlman was in New York to give a concert. As a child, he was stricken with polio, and so he crossed the stage very, very slowly with the support of his leg braces and 2 crutches. And when he was finally able to take his seat, he signaled to the conductor and began to play. But as soon as he began to play, one of the strings on his violin snapped loudly and violently. At that point, Perlman was so close to the beginning of the piece that it would not have been unreasonable for him to bring the concert to a halt while he replaced the string. But that is not what he did, the legend goes. He signaled for the conductor to play on. And you might be counting, Perlman now had only 3 strings with which to play his solo. He was able to find some of the missing notes on the adjoining strings, but where that wasn't possible, he arranged the music on the spot. He played spontaneously with passion and with artistry all the way through the end of the piece. When he finally rested his bow, the audience sat for a moment in stunned silence. And then, with an uproar, they rose to their feet and cheered wildly, for they felt witness to an extraordinary display of human skill and also resilience. But that is not how Perlman saw it. He raised his bow to signal for quiet, and he said, "You know, sometimes it's the artist's task to realize how beautiful music is, no matter what the circumstance. And this is the value of hakarat hatov, of recognizing the good in every single moment, of finding blessing when it's hard. And this is the ethos of the great biblical proverb, "Who is rich? Those who rejoice in their own lot." So as we gather on this Shabbat Thanksgiving, let us try not only to find gratitude in this very moment of beauty or around our Thanksgiving family traditions, but in each and every moment of each and every day. May this holiday renew our spiritual practice of thanksgiving, and may our sacred pursuit lead us to God's blessing. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha u'lecha na'el lehodot. Blessed are you, Eternal One. Your name is goodness, and to you we give thanks. As we say, Amen.
Some of you may know this song. I encourage you to join in if you're familiar with the English words. For each day I live, my God, for each day I live, I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. Try with us. For each day I live, my God, for each day I live, I'm grateful. I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. I am gifted by your glory. I am lifted by your love. I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live, I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live. For each day I live, my God. For each day I live, I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. For each day I live, my God. For each day I live, I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. I am gifted by your glory. I am lifted by your love. I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live, I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live.
If you're able, please rise, page 586, Elena.